So, hey there, Cosmic the Dolphin here. This is basically, I'm going to be doing a little showcase of Pac-Man Championship Edition DX. I have S ranking and all of the scores, and I have all achievements in this game. So I do enjoy this version of Pac-Man quite a bit, obviously. And I just kind of came up with an idea of like, hey, why don't I just do a little semi-speedrun, semi-showcase of going through all the time trial modes of the game, including the DLC modes. So that's what we're going to be going through. So this game's incredible to actually grind out ILs because you'll notice that the standard setting is always to go against your personal best time for an IL in time trial mode, but I'm not going to go against my PB, ILPB in each one of these because that would take a long time to finish each one. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's start here. So one of the interesting things about this game from the start that makes it a unique game to route out both speed and for score attack, which I do have S ranks in all score attacks of this game as well. On all the courses. I've got S rank, which is top 5% in all courses in this game. So that includes both our time and speed attack, and our score attack. Is that there's a lot of, as you can see here, ghosts that are just entirely asleep, and whenever you pass by close to them and the tail of current ghost passes them, then they will join that tail. We do actually want to eat some ghost, even though this is a time trial. You might think, isn't that like wasting time? Well, the thing is that every time you eat a ghost, your movement speed actually increases just a tad. So eating some of them is not a bad thing. Basically, I want to route out eating enough ghosts so that I have a decent movement speed going on here. But I want to get through enough that I don't actually have to, do all that much. So here we go, I ate a few. I'm going to eat a few here again. So now my game speed's all the way up to 40. I don't really need... Well, it's actually all the way up to 42. I really don't need any more speed at this point. I'm moving pretty fast now. I made a small mistake there. Ooh. So the other ghosts that aren't following your tail are pretty random in their movements, so... you want to have, some pretty perfect movement around, but sometimes with the RNG of where the randomly moving ghosts are, it throws off your route just a tad. There we go. I was able to juke them out. Whenever you get close to a ghost, time slows down, and sometimes whenever you are moving around, what you can actually do is just hit the other ghost and they will take a different pathway. So that was stage 1. And yep, go back to default settings, and here we'll go to the next stage. Each stage has its own gimmick. Championship 2 there's no actual Championship 1, is just a pretty standard course. This is Highway. Highway features a lot of parallel paths where we can go to either side, and the farther we get into this, the more we're going to make use of that. So you can see there what that's actually like. Wanted a few guys there to be able to increase my speed just a tad. Now we'll get this tail growing here. So you can see It's a lot of going back and forth between screens on this course, and later courses will feature even more of it than this, but Highway basically teaches you that basic movement idea. That, hey, you know, going between courses, between sides is a cool thing. There we go. So now I've got a nice big speed there. I completely goofed that up. I can't believe how much I goofed that moving up right there. But, you know, whatever. It happens. Now I am off kilter thanks to that, but fortunately, you know, with all of these, you do have 3 lives in each time trial, and you got quite a few bombs that you've seen a few times that are basically screen clearing attacks. Helps to have a few of those. Unfortunately, your movement speed does decrease quite a bit whenever you take a death. But there we go. I've got some really fancy high speed movement here now, thanks to how many ghosts I just ate. Didn't even try to eat all of them. You could have routed that out to eat all of those, but again, just a few, not everything. Score attack, obviously, you want to eat every ghost that appears. But, you know, this isn't score attack. This is time attack. So yeah, I'm at a really fast speed now. Game speed 48. Highest game speed possible is 50. I'm not going to worry about getting any more. Oh, I really goofed that up. But I can thankfully do that. There we go. Yeah, I've really goofed up some movement there, so I'm not going to try to do anything fancy here. I'm just going to try to end the game. Yeah, that was a little bit of a train wreck of a level, but you know, it happens. Again, this is mostly just trying to do a little showcase of all these levels. One of the handy things too is that the graphics change a little bit each time. As you can see, you know, these apples appear randomly. Well, they don't appear randomly. They appear based on the positioning. They appear whenever everything on one side of the screen has been. So, get everything eaten, and then they're going to appear on the other side. So I eat one apple, and then all the other apples appear, you know? Here we go. And there we go. Go down here this way. This is a handy little thing. Do a little loop-de-loop here and come back down, and now I'm ready to come back out here, and you know, I'll just use a bomb to clear the guy that was directly in front of me. Juke that guy so that he hopefully disappears. And we're going to not eat all of these guys. I do want the extra bomb there just for safety. One of the handy things about this game also is that your movements can be, I wouldn't call it exactly preloaded, but whenever you do make a movement, you can indeed, if I am turning on a wall and I hit the turn button, that guy just decided to pop out right at the wrong time. If I do decide to turn, now I'm going to be really off kilter here. Do I want an extra bomb? Yeah, I want an extra bomb. I've had enough death. Getting an extra bomb is not a bad idea at all. I have no idea what my movement is at this point. I'm really off kilter in this particular level, but it's fine. We'll get through. We'll get through it just fine. Here we go. Yeah, speaking of my movement being really off this particular level. But yeah, you just basically kind of want to keep eating the dots. Try to keep it with the best route possible. And you want to try to keep the giant tail that you're building at bay. So a little bit of jankiness there to get that taken care of. More than fast enough now. But yeah, that's the end. It's the end of that level. Yeah, alright, I guess, at the end. Wasn't terrible. So, let's go to Spiral, and as Spiral says, kind of in its name, it's a track, it's a course where it's a lot of spirally movement instead of just in-place movement. So here we go. Here's our first big spiral. Obviously, we get a lot of ghosts right on our tail as soon as the spiral is built there. And here again, I eat a few there to make sure that my game speed is up pretty high. So thanks to eating a large tail and just moving through, yeah, game speed's already gotten up pretty well. So I don't need to really worry about trying to eat very many large tails. The tail that's currently following me, I can eat that there. Just want to keep spiraling around. Obviously, there's alternate paths you can take whenever you want to go for score attacks, so that your the amount of ghost following you in the tail is longer. But we don't want that here. I just want since they were all kind of stuck there together, that was a handy little moment. That was a bit unfortunate that I had to use that bomb there, but we can get our way out of this here. Obviously, if your tail is too long, then spiraling around, you'll run back into the tail, so kind of want to avoid that as much as possible. And I want to avoid that slowdown animation as much as possible, obviously, but, you know, it is what it is. Fortunately, we are near the end. We only need 2 more apples. And there we go. That's all the apples down. That is Spiral out of the way. So, let's go to Manhattan. Manhattan's a really just cramped course compared to some of the other ones we've seen. I'm going to guess that's why it's named Manhattan. But the fun thing about Manhattan is that it kind of forces you to basically try to wake up as many ghosts as possible. Obviously, don't want to wake up too many ghosts we don't want to wake up every single ghost. We just want to wake up enough ghosts to, you know, get our game speed up higher. I don't want to wake up the whole neighborhood. But there we go. Ah, you... That was a fun bit of RNG right there. Can I get past him? Yeah, I could get past him. That worked. They will just squeeze by. I should not have used that bomb. But you know what? I can at least get rid of a few of these guys. And I can get some extra bombs back. So this is going to be a really fun level now because the correct path is now sequestered off. But I can, you know, use some bombs to unsequester it at points. So that's what I'm going to be doing quite a bit of here. So, you know, pathways are blocked. Let's use bombs and some good timing with our power-up to just get right in. Well, that was a bit of a mistake. Fortunately, you know, I've got more than enough lives. It's just, yeah. Hit you. Any of these ghosts that have a yellow dot inside of them, whenever you eat them, whenever it's time to, you know, eat ghost, they will extend your power-up, so they're pretty fun to grab whenever you can grab them. And any of the ghosts that have a blue dot inside them give you an extra bomb to use, so I don't know why I went that way. It's the slow path, but you know what? We're alright. There we go. Ooh, grabbing all these guys as they come out. And that's the end of that level. Yeah, that was a bit of a slow level, but you know what? That's Manhattan down, so... Now we're going to Dungeon, which, you thought Manhattan was closed in. Well, Dungeon's really closed in, and we need to get, 38 apples in total here in this level. There's going to be 19 that appear on one side, and 19 on the other. Yeah, just the changing graphics and music does help quite a bit. You can change the graphics quite a bit. You can use any song and any graphic pack on any course. I just kind of stick to the default ones because they're pretty fun. There's some pretty fun DLC ones, though, that I do have, such as Dig Dug and Rally X. So, if you really want to mix it up, you can have those. But yeah, we're almost through Dungeon. I do not know why I hit that, so I'm going to have to swing back down here. I made a wrong turn. The fact that you can buffer inputs is really handy, but if you make a mistake, well, then you're really a bit of toast. Go. Hey. Okay, fine. I'll use that bomb. I've got more than enough bombs. That gets me down to what, 4? Yeah, not the cleanest way around there, but the unfortunate thing about if you have to use a bomb, then, you know, the position of the ghost whenever they respawn is going to be off the pathway that you wanted, so have to sometimes adapt, and sometimes the only safe way is using another bomb. So there, I used a bomb to grab, get into the spot that I wanted. There's some dots in between here, and I need to grab the last dots that were in between everybody, and yeah, it was a bit slow on the level. That death really didn't help, but there we go. Championship 1. Despite being named Championship 1, it's a much harder level than the first level we did, which was Championship 2. Championship 1 is a traditional Pac-Man level in that all these ghosts are random, and there's no sleeping ghost to build up a longer chain. It's just, you know, deal with them. Oh, that was a bit of a annoying thing there. So, if you get out of the rhythm, as I did right as soon as this began, then you can really find yourself in a bit of a pickle here with these stages. You know, this route. Make it. Thank you. Oh, I missed that turn. So, there we go. I've eaten quite a few of these guys at this point. I've only got 2 bombs left, though, which is not good. Oh, okay, I'm stuck in a corner there. Hey, if you guys are following me, that would make life easier. Ooh. Oh. There we go. There we go. And right in, right out. Oh, that was my last bomb. So if I take a death here, you know. Yep, that's a death, alright. I'll just move it to the guy that's closer to make sure that my death goes fast. But, you know, fortunately, I'm not too far from the end of this level. Championship 1 is by far my least favorite course, and it's one that I should practice more, but, you know, I got the S rank in it, and I did not want to grind it anymore. There we go. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to use bombs. Bombs are such a nice failsafe for whenever things go wrong, but you do not get to keep relying on them. That's for sure. That guy was fine. So, there we go. That was upside down. But you know what? That is finally championship 1 down. That was a very slow level, but you know what? That's fine. And this is going to be our final non-DLC level. This is half. Now, half is a very unique level in that dots only appear on half the screen, so it is all about managing incredibly long tails of ghosts following us and grabbing stuff that's only on half of the screen. So I'm going to do that tiny little motion there to get the ghost on a certain pattern. Because if you get too close, if you just go right through there, they kind of catch back up to you. So doing a little zigzag motion gets them off your back for a second. So here we go. Now it's time to eat a bunch of ghosts to get that game speed up nice and high. And here we go. We got a lot that we can now start grabbing. That looks not the way I wanted that, but you know, here we go. They're all following me in a nice orderly fashion. But yeah, now that the tail is so long that that can't happen. I did not mean to turn there. But I'm going to use that to get through the fact that stuff is now totally out of order. So that only leaves me with 2 bombs, but you know, 2 bombs better than no bombs. Do that again there. Got a few guys, you know, excited in the wrong order, but what does that mean? Used up all my bombs, and I can catch back up to these guys. So, here we go. Yeah, this whole level allows some interesting use of bombs. But yeah, I do want to eat the tails between stages because there's just such long tails in this course. I can't believe I hit that. I turned wrong and really paid for it. So but you know what? It's alright. Just going to, you know, if I accidentally took a death, you know, I might as well use up all the bombs I can to ease my way through instead of waking all the ghosts up. Because sometimes, whenever you go around, the ghosts don't actually follow the tail. That's what I've had happen a few times here. And it really messes with your route. Because you're expecting all the ghosts to be directly behind you, and then you turn around and they're still there. It's not the way it's supposed to work. Yeah, that worked. I was able to still surprise me. Okay, got such a long tail that I had to take a really long path. But yeah, we'll finish off that tail. No longer that long. And we got a lot of ghosts just following along now. It's a fun concept for a course, the fact that dots only appear on one side. They had to, you know, do some interesting things to make this a really a unique course, since you know stuff's only appearing on one side of the screen. I needed to wake those guys up because they didn't wake up, and I didn't have any real choice. So you know what? If I'm going to have to take a death, I'm going to use those extra bombs in so productive way as possible. Although now this tail is going to get so ridiculous. It's very difficult to manage. So let's finish it off and yeah, just a little bit longer. This is the last apple to collect. Out of the normal courses that are, we'll say, normal difficulty. And boom! Yeah, that was all the normal courses done. So I want to show you now all of these DLC courses that a lot of people don't have access to. So Big Mountain is the first DLC course. It's by far the easiest DLC course. It somehow is supposed to evoke mountains. I think it's because everything is kind of a pyramid shape moving upward. So it's a pretty cool effect. You can see a lot more exit paths at the bottom of the screen as compared to the top of the screen. When it comes to time trial, it's actually, score attack, it's a very difficult level to get a good score on, but time attack wise, it's actually a fairly straightforward affair, so that's a interesting, I guess you could say, side effect. I don't know. But here we go. We just kind of step our way up. Was a wrong turn there, but it's all right. Just kind of keep stepping our way up. It's a really fun little movement there. Get a few of these guys so that our movement speed is nice and high, and so that we don't have to deal with the guys following us for as long. But now it's back to standard tail management at this point. Oh, should have grabbed that, but you know that's the final apple. Nice track. So here we go. Big Eater is another fun course. It's much more fun in score attack than it is in time attack, and the reason is that it's an entire course designed around eating as many ghosts as possible. What this means for us in time attack is that this tail that we're going to get is going to become incredibly long, and it's going to become incredibly difficult to manage. It's not incredibly fun. I do not want to do that. But you can see how much of a snaking around this tail is going through. So I do need to clean it out now. Get her game speed up. all the way up to game speed 23. We started at game speed 10. That's just how many ghosts were following us. I want to hang out at that corner there just a brief second. The reason being is that if you take that corner too quickly, a lot of times the tail will not pass the ghost sitting there in the corner, so they will not wake up. And you'll have to do that loop again. So, yep, I used a bomb there to cut down the distance to get to the power. Wanted to eat a few of those guys while I could, but didn't actually get to do it the way I wanted to. It's a bit of a bummer, but you know what? Come on, Pinky. Pinky, come on. So here we go. Now we've got the correct way actually open. That's not confusing enough setup there. But yeah, a lot of the pathways at this particular level have to be opened up by waking up the correct guy. But the handy thing is, got them all woken up now, and boom! That is Big Eater down. So Championship 3. This is probably the most difficult of the DLC courses. It and Highway 2 are both incredibly difficult time trial courses. I had a misclick there, but you need to get some pretty specific patterns of how the tail is following you here to complete all the dots being moved. Right, here we go. We get that tail out of the way. And that was, whoa, I am dealing with some control issues here. But you know what? It's not terrible. It's not the end of the world. So there we go. And here is a really cool one. I love this pattern right here. Such a cool little pattern. You're like, how do you get the ones there that are in the center? You just do that little loop-de-loop, and there they are. But my tail is now so long that I'm in danger of encroaching upon it. Okay, he went the right way, thank goodness. But you know what? I've got 8 bombs, so I can do quite a bit when it comes to picking up slack as need be. Same thing here. I just went Then we pick up the centers. And, ooh. You know what? I'm going to do that. Got such a long tail now that I'm going to try to do some winding that I wouldn't normally do. As long as the winding works, that's the important thing. Ooh, that is not what I meant to do at all. But, you know what? Whatever. Ooh. We had a rogue ghost. Yeah, I should have just used a bomb to save myself there. That rogue ghost really goofed with the order we had. As you can see, we're almost done with this course. I just kind of hoped that my timing would be good to enter there. You know what? It was. There we go. Yeah, finished Championship 3. Now onto the final DLC track, which is Highway 2. It's a very quick one, but it is a tough one. So, you remember the original Highway had a lot of left to right screen wrapping motions. Well, Highway 2 has even more. Just want to get through. There we go. I did not want to do that motion. You know what? We're alright. I did not want to turn that early. That buffered input got the better of me right there. So I'm going to have to do that. It's alright. Now the ghosts that were in the tail, now that they've been reset, they're going to get really confused trying to chase me down. And obviously the quickest way here is to use a bomb. The only way to get the apple is to go right at the heart of all of them. Well, how many bombs do I got? I don't have any bombs left, so this will be fun. The extra bomb I picked up at the beginning has been used up already. Ooh, this is motion I wanted. So pick up some extra bombs, which thankfully wasn't too difficult. Now we get on to the other side of the screen here. Ooh, that was a close one. I greatly enjoy the time attack mode in this game. It was such a cool thing to add to the game. So glad that it is a part of this game. I had some, oh, well, I'm gonna have to take a death here. I accidentally missed a turn and really goofed myself up. But that is the end of the level, and that is the end of what would be the showcase. So yeah, that is all courses. DLC, and I hope you enjoyed that. So Like the way I would say this would go is like 40. We'll call it 50 minutes just to be incredibly safe. Actually, I'd say 45 minutes to be safe on all courses, including DLC, and 35 minutes without the DLC courses. Oh, and just a tiny thing that can show off, which I might show off. I might put. That's what I'll do. I'll put the estimate 50 minutes in. And if it's really under, I'll show off an extra darkness course here. Darkness is really fun because it is time attack only, but it is all the previous courses without being able to see the courses. So getting S rank on these, or top 5% of players was quite a fun little thing as well. Yeah, that's basically what darkness looks like if you were to add that in. If this would go way under estimate, might do a darkness course. They're really cool aesthetically. I really do enjoy the darkness courses. Yeah. It's just a lot of memorization of placement here, obviously. Just get through as quickly as possible. Oh, I accidentally hit too quick. Oh, I think I set it to PB, so you're really racing the clock against the clock here. But you know what? Might as well keep going at it, because this is a really good time so far. It seems to be better than my original. Close to it. Zero bombs left, boys. It's such a long tail growing. Really messing with stuff. There we go! Man, that beat my PB. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Basically what Showcase of PAC-MAN Championship Edition DX would be like.